Welcome to Night Talk.
Welcome to Night Talk. I'm Reverend Dave Christensen, your host at Night Talk and Real Ghost Stories. I'm also the director and lead investigator of Phantasm Paranormal. First of all, I want to give you guys a little heads up. I had a very disturbing phone call before I came online, so I'm quite a bit distracted, so if I screw up, I apologize, and I hope you understand. Tonight's episode is going to be about astral projection. Astral projection is a conscious out-of-body experience in which our consciousness, or your soul, can travel outside the physical body. By leaving the physical body, the astral body can float and go anywhere you want it to go. It can also break the barriers of space and time. They believe astral projection is a real phenomenon and not a fabrication of the mind, and it can be supported by quantum physics. Since quantum physics suggests everything is energy and we are all connected, henceforth, separating your consciousness from your physical body to explore the realms everywhere is possible. During astral projection, you can do anything you desire. Fly around the world, visit friends and observe them, go back in time, communicate with higher frequency beings, and more. Many people believe astral projection is the ultimate evidence of life after death and solid proof that other higher and lower dimensions exist, and our consciousness is separate from our physical body. And our life here on Earth is simply a small journey to an endless existence. Although many people struggle to achieve a successful astral projection, everybody has the ability, and everyone can successfully achieve an astral projection. It's a matter of techniques and repetitions. Although there are dangers that you need to be aware of. Once your energy leaves, your body, there is no guarantee it can return to it. Not to mention, the things you can't see now, you will be able to see there and interact with them, and they can interact with you. The threats and dangers are unlimited. You may run across pure evil. I'm going to tell you, years ago, I've got this problem. When I go to bed at night, I can't stop thinking. So it usually takes me an hour to 2 hours to go to bed, to go to sleep. Well, I talked to some friends of mine, Kimberly and Jim, and they gave me some suggestions of what to do. Relax and clear my mind. And they taught me a few tricks and stuff. Hold on a second. I gotta check something. Something's not right. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. We're having problems with the microwave tower that runs our internet, and it has a tendency to kick in and out, so I apologize for that. But anyway, Kimberly and Jim taught me something that was interesting. I'll tell you more about it here shortly. I have a video called Astral Projection by Hans Wilhelm, and it'll tell you a little bit about it. Okay, I'm going to play it for you right now.
Hi, I'm Hans Wilhelm. One of the most asked questions is about astral traveling or astral projection, which is the ability to explore the multidimensional cosmos at will. We are all curious beings, and such an adventure, of course, is very tempting, particularly for the one who is relatively new on the spiritual path. So let's explore it together.
Again, we have to remember who we are. We are all spiritual beings who once lived in our pure spiritual home. Here we had many skills, and one of that was that we could transport ourselves anywhere where we wanted to be just by the power of thought or intention. It would happen instantaneously. But because of our birth into a physical body here on Earth, we can no longer use that skill, unless we are asleep, like here. During our sleep, we are often leaving our body and venture into the spiritual spheres, mostly for further schooling and gathering spiritual knowledge, even if we don't remember that in the morning. Our soul leaves our body but stays connected via our silver cord. This projection is a natural event to assist our spiritual growth and development. Therefore, it is law-abiding, and we are totally protected during such a visit during our sleep. Things are very different when we willfully wish to project our soul out of our physical body. Yes, it is possible to initiate and force such a trip with some exercises or drugs. But if we do that, we have no protection because this is spiritually unlawful. We are on our own. Even our guardian spirits cannot help us on such a trip. Removing our soul willfully out of our physical body can cause great damage to our aura. It could allow foreign influences and entities to enter our aura and even our body. Let's not forget, if we project ourselves out of our physical body, that body is now vacant. There is nobody at home. And a vacant body is a great attraction to any negative earthbound soul or astral being to occupy. Therefore, it is a highly dangerous undertaking. You may want to watch my special video on spirit possessions. But that's not all. We will not be attracted to any high or evolved spiritual spheres. Our still unresolved negative vibration in our soul could attract us to very low vibrating spheres. Here we can encounter negative entities that are only too eager to use us for their own purposes, like drawing energies from us and controlling us. You can compare it to walking unarmed into a really bad neighborhood at 2 o'clock in the morning. Imagine all the shady characters waiting there. Why would anybody want to do that? Just for thrills?
Of course, everybody has to make their own choice whether or not they wish to do astral projection or astral traveling. There is no necessity to explore these realms. Any place, any situation or any body who we are meant to encounter, we will meet when the time is right. Curiosity killed the cat, as the saying goes. Astral projection and astral traveling are a dangerous form of curiosity. Thank you for watching.
Okay, we got that solved. I'm going to tell you what happened to me before I go any further. Like I said earlier, I had problems going to sleep at night, and they taught me they're into this meditation stuff, where, like gurus and stuff. And they're into that meditation. So they taught me a few things that would help me go to sleep at night, and I did. Well, at first, what happened is I started seeing green, kind of like a olive green. And in that green fog, mist, whatever you want to call it, I would see faces going by me, just one right after another. And it did it a couple times, and at first I thought it was pretty cool, you know. Then one night I was doing it, and this woman started going by me, and she stopped. And she looked at me, and she said, "You can see me, can't you?" And I looked at her, and then she went off again. Well, I had a couple cool experiences where I found myself standing on the shore of a lake out in the forest. It was like up in the mountains. I could see the mountains and a big, beautiful lake, blue water. I could hear the wind blowing through the trees. I can hear the waves hitting the shore, the whole 9 yards. It was fantastic. And one other time when I was doing that, a bear walked up to me. And I stood there looking at the bear, and I reached over and I started scratching him behind his ear. And he rolled over on his back, and I started scratching his stomach. Now, this is some weird stuff, you know. And I started thinking, man, this is really cool. I like doing this stuff. But then one night I had an experience that I'll never forget. It was horrifying. It was terrifying. I have never seen so much evil in one place. I don't even like to talk about it. It was that bad. And I saw creatures that looked like they were demonic. But anyway, the dangers of astral projection are real. There's one gentleman, his name is Trey Fawkes, and he made a video, The Dangers of Astral Projection. I'm going to play that for you now and let you see it.
Hey guys, it's Spirit Fox here, and in today's video I wanted to cover the dangers of astral projection. Yes, dangers, and my number one thing to say, the number one danger in astral projection, if you could get a mirror right now and look in it, is you. Because in that realm, you manifest your own reality, literally. Your manifestations materialize, or not materialize so much as come forth a lot faster than it would on this realm, because I do believe to an extent you manifest your reality on this realm too. But with the fears, your greatest fear is whether or not you are able to go to that realm with a clear mind, or if you have any traumas or subliminal things that's been holding you down for a while. When you get to that realm, they will probably come out at one time or another. But the number one thing is to be fearless, because if you leave fearless, it's going to be very hard, but after a few times you should be able to leave fearless, because you know that realm. Your fear is probably of the unknown, or whenever you leave, that's probably what you fear the most, is what you don't know. You get scared and anxious, and those scared and anxious things come out looking for scared and anxious people to not scared and anxious things, those parasites come out looking for scared and anxious people to just leech onto and just suck all of their soul, or whatever you want to say. But the number one fear, or the number one danger of astral projection, is your fear. It's just like psychedelic drugs. Whatever type of person you are, whatever type of life you've had, whatever type of things you've been through to make you who you are, that is basically what will manifest at one point or another. Any projection can be any experience. But what I do recommend, if you do not want anything to happen scary, yeah, I say scary because not all things are very scary. I mean, some people find that they see their body that's scary. I mean, that's a shock, but you're sleeping. Just think about these things. You have to process this. Don't let it just go straight to the judgmental zone. Oh, I'm dead. You're not dead. You're sleeping. And you're out of your body. Now you can go explore. But yeah, it's just like those drugs, DMT, LSD, mushrooms, magic mushrooms, shrooms, whatever you call them, all of these psychedelics. It depends on what type of person you are. So what you should do before you astral project is sit down and come to yourself for a while and meditate. You want to meditate for, say, let's go at least a good 10 minutes. And for your first time, more like 15. You want to be into a perfect state of calmness. And you want to make sure you fill the room with love and intention of you're not going to have a scary experience. And if you have guides or anything you believe protects you, just manifest them there, or they might actually be there. You never know, because what you manifest or what you think of comes to a reality there. So say you see the woman from Conjuring or something. When you see her, just turn her into Blossoms from the Powerpuff Girls. I don't know. Just do something and just, put her in a diaper. Do something that's just gonna make it go away. I think it's that simple. See, when I've been out, my manifestations, I don't think I've had a full experience. Like I said, I don't think I've been there where my manifestations come true, because I've tried to teleport, I've tried to imagine something pulling me out, but maybe I should do the rope thing, because whenever I ask my guides to pull me out, I don't think they're gonna pull me out. I think they want me to get out on my own. So maybe if I do the whole rope thing, it'll come out instead. But I'll come out instead. But yeah, the biggest thing is making sure that you leave fearless. So before you astral project, and go check out my video on how to astral project, wherever it is, it will be this way or this way, behind this video, of course. But go check out my video on how to astral project. And once you do that, you want to make sure that before then you want to meditate. You want to make sure you know that you are the creator. You are the powerful human. You can fill this room with light. You can cast off all the evils or whatever you want to call them. You can. It's your reality when you leave. Well, it's everyone's reality, but everyone is connected. So technically, it's, I don't know how that works yet, but you manifest your reality when you leave. So you astral project and you put your chest out and make your big aura, whatever you want to say, come out, and anything comes at you, it's just going to repel, because you're a mirror that's going to make it see itself, and it's going to be scared of how hideous it is, and it's going to run away. You can do something like that. Just hold up a mirror to it. You're ugly, and then he'll run, or something like that. But the real dangers of astral projection is you, essentially what type of person you are and how you feel at that time that you leave. So yeah, the next creepiest thing could be sleep paralysis, but that's normal for any human to be scared, waking up paralyzed and can't move or say a word. That's normal, but just know what it is. If you know what it is, you will be conscious of that situation. Therefore, the hallucinations will not be nearly as terrible as they probably would. And yeah, instead of imagining this crazy demon girl from hell on your chest, just instead you can imagine you being restrained by a rainbow of beautiful colors, and you're gonna pass through it with flying colors and just be the greatest astral being ever or something. Your biggest idea is to know who you are, and that you're a living soul, you're powerful, and you are in control of that reality at that time. Of course, things can come in and they can be a part of your reality. Like I can project and I can come talk to you about watching my video or something, but you will be able to manifest these things. It's just, you can use the big imagination, or you can make it simple. Something pops up, you snap your fingers, it leaves. Or you can put on a ring and make a green lantern, whatever, and just push it out, or just use your imagination. Once you're there, anything's possible. You don't want to be boring. Let's be creative, because once we're there, we're basically gods, or whatever you want to say. So yeah, my biggest message I want to get to you guys in this video is the biggest danger of astral projection is the type of person you are and how you feel when you project. Okay, that's the only real danger. Realize this. You have to know that you are powerful. You are in control of this, and nothing can hurt you unless you let it, unless you think it can hurt you. I was about to say let it hurt you, but then again, who wants to let something hurt them? But unless you think it can hurt you, you have to know that you're stronger than it. It will not be able to hurt you. Nothing at all. So once you fill your head with that and get the big head of I'm powerful, or whatever you want to say, or I'm a big floating ball of love and everything will be moved or balanced when I run by it, or whatever. You just want to get a big sense of I am protected, I am safe, and I will not be hurt. Matter of fact, say that at least 50 times or something before you leave. Just plant it in your subconscious. When you leave, nothing will hurt you. Remember this video when you astral project. That is Spirit Fox, and I'll see you guys later.
There's one thing I forgot to tell you. One of the experiences I had was quite weird. I found myself on the second floor of an older house, like built in the 20s or 30s or something like that. You know, it was like an old farmhouse. I was upstairs. And at the end of the hall, I could hear two women talking. And I couldn't make out what they were saying, but I could hear two women talking. Then one of the women came out of the room. And she was a pretty good-looking gal. And she looked at me and she screamed and ran back into that room. She saw me. How could she see me? Did she see me like a spirit, or did she see me like a person standing there? I don't know. I asked Kim about it, and she said, yeah, it's possible that she saw your spirit. And it just kind of freaked me out. This last video is about a young girl that is pushing astral projection to a dangerous level. I strongly advise you not to try astral projection. If you enter a spirit's domain, they can follow you back to yours, and in most cases they will. I say at least 90% of them or more are more than willing to follow you back to where you came from. And in this next video, you'll hear more about this because of an experience this girl had. I'm going to play Scary Out of the Body Paranormal Experience for you now.
Oh, nice to see you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about something that could be called astral. Look, to be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure what this is, but it's something that's occurred and happened and plagued me really, since I was a young age. Maybe, I think I started noticing it when I was about 10, and it really came to a head when I was about 13. Now as we all do, when I was 13, I had a lot of stuff going on family-wise and a lot of personal stuff, and I was particularly stressed and sick a lot. Now, doing some research, I heard that that's quite a common occurrence for people that astral travel. Now, the reason I do this is purely because maybe I'm totally wrong and maybe I'm completely misguided and this is a load of crap. But, I don't know. You guys tell me. So, what used to happen is, overnight, I'd lay down to go to sleep and suddenly I'd find myself looking at myself from the ceiling. So, what would happen is, I would see myself in my bed from above myself, or from, if I was facing the back wall of my room, from the left corner of my room. Now, I couldn't really move or say anything in this form, but I could watch myself. I say this form as if I'm taking on something after you. Sorry, I know this sounds totally crazy. Now, the really unsettling thing for me is that when I was watching myself, I'd be making these weird noises like growl, like that kind of noise, like the Grudge, but a bit more aggressive and loud. Oh, I'm like looking around my room, freaking out. Sorry. That would happen. I would be crying. I'd be looking down on myself, and I'd be crying. I'd just be hyperventilating, and my back would be doing the hello, it's a bear. My back would be doing that thing from, the horror movie trope of things crawling down the stairs, like with their back arched. So that was me in my bed. It was not like crawling, but just with my back arched. It was really weird to look at. I always felt like there was something in the room with me. I could never see it, though. If I did see it, it took the form of cough. If I did see it, it took the form of like a black mass, almost like shadows. I don't even know how to explain it. It sounds totally crazy, but I'm open-minded, and maybe you are too, and maybe that's why you're watching this. Seriously, after this, please tell me if you've had something similar happen to you, because no one that I know has had anything remotely similar happen. So it'd be really good to talk to someone about it. As my stress and whatnot kind of calmed down, and I took on more adult stresses as they happen as you get older, the astral traveling stopped happening. But it was weird because when I was out of my body, it was almost like I wasn't myself. It was like I was just an observer. Like I didn't have control. No, that's a lie. Sometimes I walked around my house in this form. Sometimes I did. But, sorry, when I say walk, I mean really float. I didn't walk anywhere. It's like I almost just had consciousness in another area of my house. I know a lot of people that do astral travel say they, do these fantastical things. They go to other countries, different cities, they go to their friends' houses. I wasn't brave enough apparently, in my dreams, to do any of that kind of stuff. So, that didn't happen, but yeah, it was weird. Then when I'd wake up after this kind of stuff would happen, I'd pat my eyes and I'd be crying. Usually I'd wake up in the middle of the night. It'd usually be around, I don't want to be cliche here, but around 3 a.m. Witching hour, what? It wasn't pleasant. It wasn't good. It really wasn't. And I mean, maybe to this day, I still experience sleep paralysis, and it's where I can hear and feel what's going on outside of my body even though I'm asleep, and it's the most terrifying thing ever, because you're awake but you can't move in your own body, and it's horrifying. And the thing that scares me the most is that when I was watching myself, I could still feel myself in my sleeping consciousness form. And in my sleeping consciousness, this sounds freaking crazy, I'm so sorry, okay. In my sleeping form, I could hear things. I could hear things saying my name. Was it sleep paralysis or was I just dreaming? I don't know. I could feel things. I could hear things. I don't know. You guys let me know if you've had anything similar, because I would be very, very interested as to I don't even know if it's paranormal or psychological. If you've got an explanation, great, tell me. Like I said, I'm open-minded. But I do believe that my family has had some relations with paranormal occurrences ever since, I was born, where I was born. So, I'm very interested to hear what you have to say. Oh, and before you accuse me of having an active imagination, I will totally own up to that, because I have a very active imagination, and I absolutely love horror movies. And I love horror. I love all things horror. So maybe it is just my mind completely playing tricks on me, but there's a lot of research out there that says a lot of people experience similar things. So if you're one of them, like I said, hit me up. Thank you for watching this really random video. I will post more stuff like this if people like it, I suppose. Anyway, just felt like talking to the camera. See ya!
Even though that girl did a lot of rambling on, she told about an experience, an astral projection she experienced, where when she returned, she saw like a shadow person quite often. And a lot of times that's what follows you back. Shadow people or entities of that nature. Like I said earlier, I spoke to a couple of friends of mine, Kimberly Hanks and Jim Hoffman, and both of them dabbled in astral projection. And they told me that's, the experiences I had was exactly that, astral projection. And both of them have had similar experiences with evil things. And they saw dark, very dark, evil things. And they couldn't explain what they were. Kimberly quit doing astral projection. She quit it altogether. But Jim didn't. Jim thought it was cool. He thought it was neat. And he thought that the terrifying evil things that he ran across was really cool. It's like being part of a horror movie. Well, Jim died last year in his sleep. Even though he had a lot of dangerous experiences with astral projection, he wouldn't stop doing it. The medical report said that his heart stopped, and for no apparent medical reason other than it just stopped. Jim, he was 22 years old with a wife and infant son, and he left them behind. Astral projection is not a game. It's something very serious. I tried to find more information on YouTube about the dangers of astral projection, but most people glorified it as being really cool and exciting and everything else, and they failed to tell anything about the evil that is also there. You go to different planes of existence, and you can go to the upper levels of existence, upper planes, and you can see angels and, bright white people and all sunshine and rainbows and everything else. But you can also go to the bottom tier, the bottom where evil hangs out. And do you want to bring some of that stuff back with you? I don't. So now when I go to bed at night, yeah, my mind still keeps going on and everything else. But everybody knows I'm a minister and I say my prayers every night. So what I do is I talk to God until I go to sleep. God, you might get bored listening to what I got to say, but I don't astral project anymore. And I go to sleep a lot easier, a lot faster. But anyway, I've taken up enough of your time. The next feed on Night Talk is going to be the horrors of organ transplant, the horrors of organ transplant. I've been finding out some pretty interesting things about that, about people that have had transplants, and they pick up a person's appetite for something, habits, desires, and even some thoughts. And it's pretty interesting. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. If you guys have any suggestions for a feed that you would like to either be part of or learn more about as far as the paranormal goes, please let me know. I'm running out of ideas, and I need some input from people. So I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night.
You're gonna come back and see us, aren't you? You better be. We need you. We gotta have you. We depend on you. Come on back and see us. Come back. I want you.